Whoa, is Bitcoin headed for a new blow-off top now? Blow-off top for Bitcoin. And I'm going to tell you about two coins that can do 100x. Two altcoins that can do 100x if Bitcoin goes for this blow-off top. Right. First of all, what's happening with Bitcoin? Is it heading for a blow-off top now? And who could have predicted this, eh? So basically, this was me saying on June 4th, and my original tweet was in mid-April saying that we're headed for a blow-off top in Bitcoin and stocks are coming, 112K. Said this so many times. If you've been watching me, following my videos, you see it. So, me saying this every episode. Double top at 112, 113K is least likely. I mention this and I say it's least likely because nobody can be 100%. That's the that's the right thing to say, rather than saying, oh, it's never going to happen, whatever. You basically, you be responsible, and you tell people that nothing is 100%. And here's my original tweet, right, on April 29th, saying there is going to be a blow-off top coming for crypto and stocks. And like for people who are in my Discord, I've been saying that for about a week or two before I started posting this on social media. And it's a thread where I showed lots of evidence, lots of charts of why I think Trump would cave. I even called him Barney Rubble, caveman, and that's why we're heading for a new blow-off top. Number of other indicators as well. So the reason, even what's playing out right now for Bitcoin to go above 100K is that all the tariff policies needs to be reversed. And China and the US negotiating trade teams are negotiating right now in London. They're negotiating right now from Monday to Friday, and if we get a good result, then there's every chance that that crypto and stocks go for a blow-off top. Right now, say Bitcoin actually. By the way, I'm going to talk about two altcoins today, two altcoins that I think can do 100x, right? With Bitcoin. So you can see that it's basically dawdling around here. And that's because, as I've been saying, it's waiting for the SP 500, right? Because the SP 500 is also just underneath the old all-time high, right? That's like 109, 112K for Bitcoin, right? They need to kind of break through together and get confirmation from the SP 500. If they need to both break out, both run up for a big blow off top. That's what I've been saying all along. Just be careful. If we don't get good news out of London, out of the Chinese and American trade negotiations, this could be a pullback, right? And we could see a buy on rumor, sell on news situation. So pullback could go down as deep as 565. The first layer of support is 584. So I'm not exactly expecting. If this happens, I still think we get the blow off top, but it just means we pull back first, then blow off top. If they surprise us with, like, God forbid, zero tariffs on both sides, then basically we go to blow off top right away. It depends on the negotiation to a large extent. I think that's the case. Now, before I get on to the two altcoins that can do 100x, first let's answer the question of which crypto exchange does Pablo He-Man use? Well, Pablo uses this exchange that's non-KYC. That means you don't need to show your ID. That means even the exchange can't see who you are. So then the IRS can't see you, tax office can't see you, FBI, CIA, nobody can see you, right? That's why I've made this deal with them. That's the Pablo He-Man link. For any newbie joining, win up to $8,000 worth prizes just by joining, right? Already 1.3 million global users, the fastest growing and the largest non-KYC exchange in the world. Okay, so now if you're watching on YouTube, then the link is in the description below. The link is in the description below. But if you're watching on another platform, such as this one, then basically just go to my profile page and click on the link tree there, or Stan link in this case, and it should be the first deal that pops up because this is a great deal. Okay, let's get back to the markets. And remember, folks, only on the Pablo He-Man link. So with Bitcoin, it basically needs, whilst we've got ETH open, I'm just saying that ETH is inside this trading channel or a bull flag. We got rejected here. As long as it doesn't close above 2750, then there's a chance we get the pullback, right? But eventually I think we break through, and in fact altcoin season the official version of altcoin season actually finally comes, and we do a big run. For Bitcoin itself, basically we saw. So what I want to say about Bitcoin itself is, in my last couple of days videos, I've been saying, look, I think we push up to squeeze shorts, because look, I keep on showing this. We were very green, and now it's gone to mostly black, with patches of green and patches of red. So now we're in a more neutral market, not too green and not too red. So in that case, basically, market makers can push it down, or they can squeeze it up a little bit more. So what I would like to point out is, most people would say, oh, okay, 100K was the bottom's in, so now Bitcoin's going to do this and have a big run. Now, actually, what could happen is that Bitcoin can actually go to 130, 114K and make everyone excited, and then pull back and do this, something like this. Can even break 100K on a sideways bounce and then go up in July. So just be prepared. If stocks don't make a big move up, or don't confirm this big move up, then I think chances are Bitcoin could pull back, go into a sideways consolidation, like we saw with Ethereum. It can even, like I said, hit 130, 114K and then still pull back, right? Because we need stocks to confirm this move. And the only way stocks confirm this move is probably we need to get really good news out of the China-US negotiation. That's why I was talking about it. Now, as promised, there are two coins I'm going to talk about that could hit 100x. First one, both of them I've spoken about before if you've been following me, and both have done pretty well. First, we're going to look at Kita, KTA. That's the coin that's been backed by the CEO of Google. Now, I spoke about it around here, and it's done like about 5 or 7x since then. So we're well on our way. And you might think it's at $1 billion already. It's at 1.18 billion FDV, total market cap. And you might say, well, Pablo, you might say, that means, how can it go 100x? How can it go any bigger? A lot of people have been calling it to go 200x. I mean, those people are outrageous. But what they mean is this. They're comparing it to XRP. XRP x FDV is 228 billion, and market cap 134 billion, but total market cap FDV is 200 billion. So that means if Kita is to get to the same size as XRP, then it needs to go to $228, right? I'm just saying that as a thought experiment. People have been saying that. Why are they comparing this coin to XRP? Well, if you've been watching my episode or if you're in my Discord, I've spoken about this before. It's because that what Kita is trying to do is compete with XRP and compete with Swift. It's basically trying to replace the Swift payment system. So what it does is it claims to do 10 million transactions per second, 10 million TPS, and send all these payments all around the world. And that's what XRP claims it does as well. And both are trying to do that instead of Swift. And whichever coin replaces Swift and ends up doing that job would end up worth, something like 200 billion. Well, at least look, whether it can go to 200 billion or not, if you have something that the logic behind it is that if XRP can be worth 200 billion, then something that's better than XRP that is more useful and probably wins in the game of these international payments, Kita, should definitely be worth 200 billion as well. That's their logic. I'm not saying this will go to $200. I'm saying from where I called it, around 30, 40 cents, it can go to $40. And that would be like a 100x move. I think I might have called it earliest in my Discord around 20 cents. So then we only need to get to $20. And let me just show you, because Kita is a layer 1, we're going to have a look at the other layer 1s in here. So Ethereum, for example, is 323 billion. Let's disregard Bitcoin because people don't really think of Bitcoin as a layer 1, even though it is. XRP, 228 billion, just FDV, I showed you guys. BNB, almost 100 billion as well. Solana, 83 billion. That's probably not the FDV as well. FDV, 95 billion. Dogecoin's a layer 1 as well, 28 billion. Sui is 11 billion market cap, but 33 billion FDV. So let's say if it caught up to Sui, if KTA caught up to Sui, it would be $33, right? That would be a 33x move from here. But I called it when it was around like 20-30 cents around here. From 30 cents to $30, that's a 100x move. Now recently there has been some FUD. You may not notice by just looking at this chart, but really it's gone from 168 cents to $1.03 because in the last 24 hours there's been some FUD. So the way I would look at, I would then look at KTA is this. If we were to draw this support line here, then the level that needs to hold is 67 cents. I don't quite think we get there, but have a look at this because we're trying to find the levels of where the supports are going to be. So for example, we can see a channel here, right? A parallel channel here. And I do think there's a chance, well, the real support here is around 92 cents. So we can bounce off the channel, right? Bounce off the channel and go up, consolidate until end of June and then go up, or can break down into the channel and then break down into the channel and bounce off this 70 cents area and then go up. So that's the two levels to watch. The two levels to watch here are, if we do the Fibonacci, are basically, as we can see, top of the channel around 90 cents area, 88 cents is also 50% of the move here, 50% of this move here. 70 cents, as we said, or 69 cents is 0.382 of the pullback, of the retrace, and also it can go to around high 60s if it pulls back to this blue supporting trend line. So those are the two levels I'm watching. But look, if you guys see a lot of potential in this coin, and if you really want to get in, then maybe dollar cost averaging rather than wait for an exact pullback. Okay, so the FUD, I'll just spend a little bit of time saying the FUD on KTA is two things. One, people say its transactions per second is not as fast as it claims, but on June 12th, today I'm making this video on June 10th, Asian time zone. On June 12th, they will live stream the test of the speed of Kita chain, and they're getting some Google technicians, engineers to test it for them. Because what's his name? Eric Schmidt comes from Google, and so when they do that test, we'll see if it hits 10 million or not. They claim it's above 10 million, so we'll see that on June 12th. But just remember, if by June 12th, if it does hit 10 million or above, then prices could pop again. Also, the other thing is they said that Eric Schmidt is not the main investor, but Eric Schmidt is more of a strategic advisor. I went back and actually searched a lot of the old reports and articles back in 2023, not this year when the coin launched, but back in 2023 when it was reported 2 years before the launch of this coin. It was reported that this coin, that this company called Kita actually has support from Eric Schmidt, and was more than one newspaper or tech magazine like TechCrunch. A number of those magazines reported it. So you guys can do more research. Depends on how much you want to put into this coin, how much you want to gamble, so to speak. I've done some research, so you can always do more research, and I think this zone here, 91 or the high 60s, 70 area. if we get that lucky and if we get a pullback that deep. So for now, another one is a 100x coin that I called. I said Swarm is likely to do 100x, and I called that when it was around here, 3.9 million. Right now it's 18 million. It hit a high of 28 million. So that was a 7x move off my call. 7x move after my call. And let's have a look at where we are with this pullback. Okay, so we can see the support is mainly around this 14.9 cents area, or 50% retrace of the move up here. It's also pretty much 50% of the price, because the high was around 28 cents or so, and I moved back to around 14. So where did this bottom? Around 13.5. We could still get another wick down. In extreme case, I would think around this 11 cents area. None of these trend lines help us. So I would think something like 14 cents and then 11 cents. Those are the two areas to watch. I mean, the Swarm project has more news coming, and they've got lots of new developments coming, and it's as I say, backed by Mark Cuban, backed by Reid Hoffman, who's the co-founder of LinkedIn, literally backed by OKX, second largest exchange in the world. Many exciting things happening. Only at 18 mil for an AI agent that is coordinating swarms of AI agents to work together to solve tasks. So I think still has lots more potential. I called it at 3.9 mil publicly. 100x would take it to like 390 mil. That's quite reasonable for AI agent. Okay, thank you guys for your time. Catch you next episode.